Most people own 8, 9, 10 different funds in their portfolio, and they still underperform someone holding just 3. More funds doesn't mean more diversification. It just means more overlap, more fees, and more confusion about what you actually own. In this video, I'm going to show you the only 3 funds I would hold long term if I was starting again in 2026. And towards the end, I'm also going to give you a simple step-by-step process to go from I have no idea what to pick or how to start to actually opening an account and investing this week. Section 1. Why fewer funds wins. Diversification does not mean more funds. It means more underlying companies spread across sectors and geographies without paying for the same exposure twice. Based on my experience and the hundreds of investing books I've read over the last 25 years, you only really need 2 to 3 funds. Too many funds means too much admin, too much cost. For me, you do your research and pick about 10 funds initially, then narrow it down to about 3 funds based on performance. The 3 funds I'm about to show you are Vanguard funds and have performed really well over the last few years. Section 2. The 3 funds. Fund 1, Vanguard S&P 500 UKIT. This for me is the simple option, and it's also the obvious choice for a lot of investors. It's basically the 500 largest companies in the US. Think of Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, etc. The ongoing charge is just 0.07%, which is really good, really low. This has been one of the strongest performers in the Vanguard UK range, largely on the back of exceptional returns from US mega cap tech. If you want direct exposure to the companies actually driving global earnings growth in 2026, this is about as efficient as it gets. Fund number 2, Vanguard FTSE North America UKIT ETF. This contains large and mid-sized companies across the US and Canada. The top holdings are pretty much the same as the S&P, with huge companies like Nvidia and Apple. The ongoing charge is slightly higher at 0.1%. Roughly 95% invested in US companies, so it has delivered returns very similar to the S&P 500, but offers slightly broader North American exposure. Fund 3, Vanguard FTSE Developed World UKIT ETF. This is for anyone who likes global diversification. The focus is on developed markets worldwide. It has a US weighting of around 70%, so it still rides the US bull market. This is where you get genuine diversification with the UK, Europe, Japan, Canada, Australia, etc., while still keeping a strong US portion of your portfolio. It's delivered very strong returns over the last few years, and it's the piece that stops this portfolio being a bet on just one country, the US. Section 3. Building the actual portfolio. Here's how these 3 actually fit together as a portfolio. The S&P 500 equals a concentrated bet on the biggest US winners. The North America Fund is the same core exposure, widened slightly to include Canada and mid-caps. The Developed World Fund gives you much more diversification around the world, around the globe. A simple way to think about allocation is by risk tolerance. You could go 40% Vanguard S&P 500, 30% North America, 30% Developed World. This is higher risk, longer time horizon. Or maybe 20% S&P 500, 20% North America, and 60% Developed World. For more diversification, this is low risk with a shorter time horizon. If you want more info on risk tolerance, type risk below in the comments. It's hugely important. Section 4. The one mistake that cancels out compounding. Here's the part most people get wrong. They build a portfolio like this, then 2 years later see a headline about a different fund outperforming, and they switch. Every time you switch funds, you reset your cost basis. You often trigger a tax event, and worst of all, you interrupt the compounding. That only works if you leave it alone long term. The set and forget part isn't a nice to have, it's the actual mechanism that makes index investing work. Mindset is genuinely your biggest success factor with investing, much more important in my opinion than fund selection. Your step-by-step plan to start investing this week. Everything above is the what, here's the how. A simple process to go from watching this video or similar to actually being invested properly this week. Step 1, work out your risk tolerance and goals. Before anything else, don't pick a fund first. Decide what you're investing for and over what time frame. That decision shapes everything downstream. Step 2, build your financial education. This is genuinely your greatest asset. Read 5 investing books focused on index funds and the stock market. Not to become an expert overnight, just enough to invest with conviction, with confidence, instead of guessing. Type book for my top 5 investing books from over the last few years. Step 3, watch and compare. Watch 5 YouTube videos on index investing, ideally from 5 different channels, and take notes as you go. You'll start to notice where creators agree, that's usually the signal, and where they disagree. That's usually nuance worth digging into. You can also check out my full playlist at Complete Investing and drop any questions in the comments. Step 4, narrow it down. From everything you've read and watched, narrow your options down to 5 index funds. Look specifically at past performance, average returns over the last 5 years, maybe, to shortlist seriously. Step 5, decide and come back and tell me once you've decided what you're going to invest into. Come back on YouTube and tell me what you picked. This will help other investors watching the channel. Step 6, any questions, ask inside my community. I have a free investing community on School where you can get around hundreds of other like-minded investors. If anything in this video or anything you find while researching isn't clear, that's exactly what the School community is for. It's the place where I go a lot deeper than I can in a quick 10-minute video, and where I can actually respond to your specific questions, your specific situation, instead of a general audience, like jumping onto a one-to-one call where we can go through all this in much more detail, and where you can ask me literally any questions specific to you and your situation. Summary. Everything I've shown you today is what I wish I knew in my early 20s, but that's another story. Watch this video and videos like it and take notes so you actually learn the information, so you can invest with confidence. Your numbers, your timeline, your goals are specific to you. That's exactly what we work through together inside the School community. If you want to follow the step-by-step process I've just laid out with actual support along the way, the link's below. You can join for free and get the one-to-one help and support you might need to get going.